The early 1990s hip-hop music scene would rapidly be filled with solo rappers as well as groups, and with Grim and Aggravated showing their strength in numbers, other legends in the making would start to make their debut and add to the Texas Latin rap history. Carlos Coy, better known as South Park Mexican, started his music journey in the early 90s and was even hanging around shadowing Grim when they were in the creative stages of Grim's first album, Making They Matter Worse. But his lyrical capabilities were still elementary compared to Grim and other local rappers at that time, but would spend countless hours writing raps, filling up notebooks and filing cabinets until he felt he was finally at his best. In 1994, after watching a TV commercial of record labels searching to sign the next rap artist to a major deal, he was instantly inspired and knew that was his calling to change his life, from the street game to the music game. In the beginning stages of his rap journey, he was actually a Christian rapper, but felt like he was outcasted and nobody would listen, so he started doing what he called street raps, rapping about his life in the dope game. And at that time, he actually went by the name Monte Carlos, but would end up changing his name and going by the name South Park Mexican, or SPM, that derived from the South Park neighborhood in Houston, Texas, where he was raised. At the start of creating his first album, he was introduced to his homeboy's cousin named Delwin, who made beats, and he traded his first set of beats for furniture and TVs that he received from his loyal customers, and used those items as payment because he had no money left from the game after being robbed at gunpoint for the work he had. He would go on to record his first songs on those beats from Delwin, and in 1995, he would kickstart his record label, Dope House Records, with the release of his first album, Hillwood Mastermind, that he named after the neighborhood he came from on the south side of Houston, Texas. The Hillwood cassette is an 11-track album, one of those tracks being an instrumental with an SPM verse at the end, and is a solo album with no known local rap features. The cassette has two sides. Side A has the music regular speed and side B has the music slowed down. The production on that album was credited to Delwin Bell, Bernie Bismarck, Dope E, and SPM. SPM would sell his cassettes for $5 a piece, and he would pay close to $80 for 50 cassettes by a Christian man after finding his ad in the newspaper. That man had his own small setup and made those tapes look legit, with a label that had his name, SPM, and his phone number, and would be wrapped in plastic. He realized that selling his Hillwood cassette throughout his hood would be a slow process since he was an unknown rapper, but after attending his first lowrider car show in Houston and performing live, he quickly learned that would be the best process to sell his tapes quicker to build a name for himself as a rapper. SPM would sell and promote his album Hillwood for 2 years at flea markets, corner stores, and lowrider car shows in Houston and throughout other cities in Texas to get his name more known before deciding to start creating his next album. SPM's album, Hillwood Mastermind, was just his introduction to the rap fiends and would become his hustle to conquer the Texas music scene after learning his music was dope, and dope sells itself. You can hear more in-depth details on YouTube by listening to interviews from SPM, Shadow Ramirez, Grim, Fileto, and Rashid. What's your favorite song off the album Hillwood by SPM? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Sound Wavy Podcast.